of attacking.
Listen, I would agree, and I've said this, and we've been out in public, that you have to allow the evidence to come into play. You have to connect the dots. I've said a week ago, look, you don't call for impeachment until you have the evidence. Now, I'm entitled to have an opinion that I think it's evidence of political warfare gone amok on behalf of the administration. I'm entitled to an opinion that this is political guerrilla warfare and it's lawlessness. But to the how far it goes and how far up it goes, the evidence has to come in.
Well,
and I think that's right.
Then, Mr. Chairman, let me just ask you this question. Yesterday, you used two of the phrases just now.
And I just used it.
Can I just ask the question?
Yeah. Okay.
So you used two of the phrases just now. You said, we have to wait for the facts, but I'm entitled to my opinion before we have the facts. But just wait. You then said, it's lawlessness and guerrilla warfare, and Obama is in the middle of it. Now, that's an assertion that's not actually borne out by any of the facts that you say. You say we need to have all the facts before we can determine whether President Obama is in the middle of it. But now you're, before the facts, asserting the fact that he is in the middle of it.
Well,
that's your public tweet. So
listen,
explain
I would
how
say
that's consistent with what you just said.
I think it is consistent. I would say that when the chief of staff, when you start out an investigation, you say it's low-level employees in Cincinnati. Then you find out there's actually senior-level people in Washington. Then Pfeiffer goes on 5 Sunday morning shows and says the White House didn't know anything about this. Then 2 days later, you figure out that the chief of staff actually knew about it. You have 115 visits from Schulman to the White House. You have 132 Democratic senators pleading with the IRS to investigate this. And the chief of staff of the White House is now involved, or at least knew about it when 2 days earlier the Pfeiffer said they didn't know about it.
You already have all the facts you need.
No, I don't. But
so if you don't have the facts you need, how are you why are you saying he's in the middle of it?
You don't think that the administration's in the middle of this? You don't think the White House is in the middle of this?
I'm just
they've already admitted it.
You just say Obama is in the middle of it.
They've admitted it.
But Mr. Chairman, Dan Pfeiffer said that the chief of staff was aware of it in April. He was not aware that this was going on at the IRS.
How do you know?
Well, I'm just going on what Pfeiffer said. If you know something different, then you need to share it.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
But you know what you did? Pfeiffer didn't say what I think you're suggesting. Pfeiffer said that they were aware. This is another issue, but they were aware of the White House in April, but they were not aware of the whoever directed this. And information comes in. I think some of your assertions have greater weight, and there's a bigger problem for the White House.
Clearly, the administration.
You're conflating some facts.
First of all, clearly the administration is more involved and has more knowledge of this than they originally put out there for the public. Number one. When you have your chief of staff that was involved or at least knew about it and then claimed that they didn't, I think that's a problem. When you have
involved and knew are different things, though, legally. When you say
well, look, I'm
just being candid.
Okay, great. You can play the semantics all day long. The fact of the matter is, the president is. You just agreed. You all just agreed on 3 segments in a row.
This is not.
You just agreed in 3 segments in a row that the biggest problem with this, as of right now, is that it appears as though people around the president knew about this issue, were not forthcoming with the information, and it appears to the rest of America that we have a president who is not in control of the government and administration around him. Now, either at best for him, he's totally out of control and doesn't know what's going on, which is a problem, or he actually knew it was going on, or people so close to him knew it was going on, and they were protecting him the entire time.
That's just a very long way for the president to engage in guerrilla warfare and lawlessness.
Right. No, it's political lawlessness. It's a political guerrilla warfare. It